I've always been fascinated by vampires for some reason. Ever since I was a little kid, vampires were just, man, it. Watch the vampire movies. But I'm an old school vampire guy, man. I'm Nosferatu, I'm Bela Lugosi, I'm Christopher Lee. I love those vampire movies. How about Dark Shadows, Barnabas Collins? Remember that guy? One of my favorite vampire Dracula movies of all time happens to be Bram Stoker's Dracula with Gary Oldman. Oh, what a phenomenal performance that guy gave. It was unbelievable. Even though Keanu Reeves was in the movie, it was still first class. Best Dracula, best vampire ever. But we know that, this whole vampire thing goes back to the 1897 novel by Bram Stoker, based very loosely, and I mean very loosely, I would say inspired by Vlad the Impaler. Bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy. Bad. Vlad was a bad guy, man. I mean, you didn't want anything to do with that cat. But anyway, all these other vampire things are based on that. But there are rules to the whole vampire thing. I'm giving you an example. This is from Dracula, Bram Stoker's adaptation of the book. It's a library card. March 5th, 1974 is when this thing is due. I would hate to see that bill. This is a little bit of Dracula. You fools! You think with your wafers, your wolf's bane, you can destroy me, the king of my kind? You shall see. 5 of my earth boxes you have polluted. Have you found the 6th? Van Helsing speaks, back to Dracula. You keep me? Fools! Listen and let my words ring in your ears all your lives and torture you on your deathbeds. I go to sleep in my box for 100 years. You have accomplished that much against me, Van Helsing, but in a century I shall wake and call my bride to my side from her tomb, my Lucy, my queen. I have other brides of old times who wait me in their vaults in Transylvania, but I shall set her above them all. There's some rules in there. Now, what really gets me bent out of shape is Hollywood, how they've gone ahead and prostituted the whole vampire thing. I mean, are you kidding me? Vampires in the daylight? Come on, man. Listen, here's Vampire 101, in case you're interested. Number 1, vampires can't be seen in the day. None of this Twilight nonsense like they got, with these young vampires running around in the day. You can't be seen in the day. So if you're drinking a cappuccino on Main Street with your friend at noon, he or she is not a vampire. It's that simple. Number 2, very, very simple. You cannot see a vampire's reflection in the mirror. I don't care. You can't do it. No matter what the new movies say, the HBO series, you can't. Number 3. Wolfbane repels vampires. Doesn't kill them, just repels them. Number 4, vampires have to sleep on dirt from their native country during the day. They got to. That's why Dracula had 6 coffins. They defiled 5. 1 he had in the cut somewhere so they wouldn't get to him. And of course, one of the most important things of Vampire 101 is the only way to kill a vampire is a wooden stake through the heart, then you cut their heads off. No silver bullets, that's werewolves. That's a completely different situation, and don't get me started on the werewolves. You got to cut their heads off after the wooden stake. Steel stake, iron, no. That's the point I'm trying to make, people. Is this stuff really, really angers me. What Hollywood has done is wrong. I'm an old school guy. But, who are we kidding with all this Dracula and vampire stuff? We know that vampires aren't real. Don't we? Yeah, we know we have nothing to fear, really. Do we? because we know that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself, right? Sure we do. But just be careful. One night as Halloween approaches, when you get a ring at your door, about 9 o'clock at night, got somebody outside wanting to sell you some Cutco knives. Just be careful who you invite into your house, because you know vampires can't come into your house until you invite them in first.